like I remember once they were saying this, and I asked, and I said to them, "I'll tell you a story about when I was in Moree," and so this story. When I was at Moree, I used to work in the Department of Ag, and in the 80s was the era of extension officers. You know, so our Department of Ag, you know, we had an agronomist, we had a beef cattle officer, sheep officer, Aussie irrigation. There was prickly pear. there was
Mr. Prickly Pear.
There was a licensing guy for fisheries. There was just, you know, there would have been about 10 officers in the shop. Anyway, there was one hot summer's afternoon, it would have been during the afternoon sometime, and it was probably too hot for all us guys, so we were all in, all inside. And
Like the Department of Ag.
we were all inside, and I said, does anyone wants to have an ice cream? Anyone that have an ice cream cone? And they go, yeah, I'll have an ice cream cone. So I went next door. Next door to us was this news agent run by Carmel Sullivan.
I remember Slicey.
Yeah, Slicey, yeah. And it was a news agent, but it had the ice creams, and it had, you know, where you scooped big things of ice cream in the cone. So I went over there and got all these ice creams, and I came back into the shop and I started dishing them out. The beef cattle officer, he
He was a small beef. He wanted two.
he was near the door, talking to some lady who was always in the shop. She was a real pain in the bum. She was always some person who came in there, you know.
And what you were walking through with ice cream.
And anyway, I was walking through this ice cream, dishing them all out to everyone else, and at the time I thought, should I give it to him as well? And then I thought, he's near the door. She's probably just going. Maybe I'll give it to her, and he'll probably thank me because she'll realise, you know, she better go. So I gave him his ice cream as well. And anyway, we all went out the back and sitting down, and then so we were there licking on our ice cream. And then anyway, in a few minutes' time, we go, "Where's Bob?" You know, and we all looked out, and he was still standing there talking to this lady. And anyway, her conversation was getting heated. He must have given her wrong advice. She was getting quite angry, and he must have probably felt maybe he shouldn't stand there while she's being angry.
This is a proud story.
We were all out the back. We were all there giggling. We're only in our 20s, you know. We're all in our 20s, so we're all just
Very mature.
we're all giggling at him. And so that was one of the stories. But anyway, what happened about 2 or 3 years later?
It's an original.
Wallen Thieves and me, we must have been at someone's house sitting around a table, and anyway, the conversation came up to everyone there. What's the most daring thing you've ever done in your life? And you know, we're going, and you had to go around the table, and each person had to say what was the most daring thing you've ever done in your life. And you know, guys were going, I've been, you know, hang gliding. Another guy's been car racing, this and that. Anyway, it came round to me, and I said, I haven't done anything daring in my life. and anyway, Phoebe piped up and said, "Oh, yes, you have, Dad. You once bought an ice cream cone and let the whole thing melt all over your hand." She sort of twisted it, you know. But anyway, look. So going back to
Back to the trapeze.
so going back to why.
A long story.
It's a long process, isn't it? It's a long
It's
process.
the journey.
It's beautiful.
But there's nothing else to do, you guys. There's no quirky stuff happening. I've organised.
Be a comedian.
You know what he's live?
I've organised a bonfire and I've organised a walk tomorrow for people who are still here.
What about the cricket?
Nice.
No cricket, no.
No
People like
cricket.
And that's not a joke.
But anyway, so I'll go back to why I enjoyed poetry. So,
We got past
and
it.
I was racking them, and it's not just because my mum likes it,
Be patient.
because she is probably the most poetry-driven person you would have. Whatever situation, if you want a little verse, go to
Oh.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cliche.
She'll just say, if you're up, if you're up in the hill or something, what will you say when you're up in the hills? I am the of all I survey. I am the, what's that one where you go?
I don't know, I guess we can't
You know when you're up in the hills, you'll go, no, it's of all I surveyed. I am the,
I'm monarch of all I survey.
yeah.
My right foot is none to dispute, you know.
So wherever he is standing, she'll come out with something or other.
Yeah.
But
But she always says, there was a little vulgar boy.
It was a little what?
Vulgar boy.
We won't go there.
But anyway, I was racking the brain, trying to think to myself, why do I like poetry? Why do I like poetry? And anyway, it came to me. It was when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I couldn't say, well, the whole time, I couldn't say my R's. You know, like Ron Casey, you know.
You weren't that bad.
This is when I was 7 or 8 years old, and I couldn't say my R's, so I had to go. Mum, I got sent to elocution classes. It wasn't. There was no such thing as speech therapists back then. I think it was just you went to an elocution teacher. That was it. So I went along to Mrs. Meals, Mrs. Munns, I think her name was, Mrs. Munns.
Lucky there's no hours in there.
Anyway, and I'll tell you, and probably one of the reasons I was sent, because if you have a surname like Prowse, it is very hard if you can't say your R. Yeah, Prowse. Yeah. At the time, I used to think my uncle's name was Harry. And I used to think, well, at least if my name was, and I really liked Harry and I liked the name and etc. But if my name was Harry Prowse and you couldn't say your R's, life would have been hard. It would have been even more hard. So I went to this elocution teacher, Mrs. Munns, and anyway, when I first got there, she said, "Here, I've got some poems. Can you read these poems to me?" You know, and there was, slowly, silently, now the moon, and all this sort of stuff. And anyway, she seemed to take great delight in. Not only couldn't I say my R's, there was about 4 other sounds I couldn't say either. She said, "Oh, you can't say your S's." And so so what she'd do, she'd draw a monster which made the sound that I couldn't say, and I used in a book, and you had to say that sound as homework. Like my main one was the R's, you know. So there was a monster that went.
Geez, Harold, you paid money for this?
Yeah, so So I had to try and practice that, and I'm sure she took delight in, because at the end of each term you had to get up in front of the kids and recite a poem. And I'm sure she liked the one, you know, round and round the rugged rock, the rugged rock. She would have just, should not have been going far out. So, but there was other, but it wasn't just the R's, you know, it was just slowly, the S's, I couldn't say S's. She said to me I had a lazy tongue. And she didn't say how to correct it. She just kept on saying to me, you have a lazy tongue. And well, what do you do?
Has anyone else ever said you have?
Well, no. So anyway, so that was went on for years and years. I never got any better. And anyway, finally, so I start at secondary school at grammar. I'm sure Mum's parents must have been saying, Mum's friends probably said to me, oh, where are you going to school? And I would have said, oh, Sydney Grammar. And they'll probably think, far out. I remember one of my first classes was we all sat down in the gymnasium floor, and we'd have been in a circle, my class, and the two gym teachers, Bill Dick and Simmons, what was his name? Simmons, Rob, what was his name?
I think it was Phil.
Yeah,
Phil Simmons.
Bill Dick and Jeff Simmons.
Jeff Simmons was it? But so, and they said to our class, okay, I've got the list, I want each of you, one at a time, to yell out your name and do a mark it off the roll. So anyway, so the roll, you know, the guys started yelling out their name, you know, they would have gone, Fekete would have run out, Fekete, and Rosenberg and Kelly, Watson, Hawthorne, you know, and then I was coming around to me and I was going, and anyway, and I yell out, Klaus. And anyway, I saw Bill Dick look at Jeff Simmons, and Bill Dick said, "Can you say that again?" and I go, Klaus. And Bill Dick started laughing, and he says, I think we got a Chinaman here. and then everyone else started laughing, and I got so embarrassed. And so anyway, actually, that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time I've been called a Chinaman.
That's true.
When I was about 10 or 11 years old, when I had my first game of cricket, because you didn't start cricket very early, and I never got a bat or a ball, etc. And then suddenly the coach just threw me the ball and said, it's your turn to bowl. And I sort of didn't know what to do. And anyway, I just sort of, because some guys were bowling fast and some were doing this and some were doing that. And anyway, I just sort of got the ball, just walked in and bowled these curly balls out of the back of my hand. And I'm left arm. And these things out of the back of my hand. And they were really good balls. They were hitting the spot, and the batsman couldn't hit them, and all this sort of stuff. And anyway, after about an over or so, it was only, you know, under 10 cricket, the boundary's quite close, and one of the dads on the sideline yelled out, "We've got a Chinaman here." And I didn't understand what he meant, because a lot of you might know, if you're a left arm out of the back of your hand, you call a Chinaman bowler. But I didn't know that at the time. But something when he yelled out and started laughing and people going, "We've got a Chinaman here." And anyway, I must have thought I was doing something wrong, and I started taking a long run up and trying to bowl fast, and so that was the end of my my Chinaman career actually.
Bring back the
And
child.
actually, I would have liked it if I'd kept on bowling.
Back to Bill Dick.
Yeah.
Bill Dick.
Yeah, what was that the end of that story?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was him just
Oh.
laughing. Yeah.
He's a dick.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah, but
He's
tell,
a dick.
tell us what happened when you really could play cricket.
Yeah, tell us about
You were
that.
good.
No, I bowled orthodox, left arm orthodox.
Yeah, but
Not
you were
up,
good.
not out of the back.
And
of the
how many times in the GPS? Combined GPS, JP?
Yeah, well, but if I bowled out of the back of my hand.
Might have been Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's played 3 years for the combined GPS.
Well, not me.
That's pretty serious.
So it's called the Chinaman. Yeah,
Yeah, through to the keeper, mate. That was through to the keeper.
What's your favourite colour? We need to know.
And when did you nail the arts?
This is what teachers do to children.
The elocution eventually.
so anyway, for the elocution,
Oh.
look, for some reason,
Did you pass or not?
He can see Prowse now, so he must have.
yeah, for some reason, I just grew out of it. I grew out of it.
Right.
Did you ask for a refund from Mrs. Munns?
Yeah, sounds like a
I
dog.
don't know what's happened, Mrs.
Hiram need to do that, yeah. Get the
You
reason.
called Mrs.
But
Munns.
you're saying that she gave you Mrs. Mum's the elocution teacher.
Yes,
I think you
it's-
need
Oh,
to
come on,
clarify.
we've got to get back to the
Yeah,
poetry.
poetry.
Yes, come on, we want some poetry.
So that is the reason. So by me couldn't say my R's and sing through, and she always getting me to read poetry. That was where it all.
Where it all started.
That's where it
She didn't
started.
want you to get better because she loved your poetry. I think that's it.
Are you gonna? Are you gonna recite
Do
some?
you have a favourite poem you'd like to share with us?
A favourite poem.
Not a limerick. Not a
Which
limerick.
one? Actually, I do like Tarantella.
All right, that's
Actually, I've got another story about Tarantella.
Oh, well, let's have the story.
It's your
Well,
birthday.
it's your birthday.
There's nothing else to do.
It's your party.
We are in Singleton.
When I was in, I had to learn Tarantella. Actually, Tarantella, you did have to learn it when we're in. We actually had to learn that one when I was in 3rd class at school, and our class put on had to put on a play. We had to do a play, and then we had to do a poem. This was the whole class, and the play was must have been Alice in Wonderland because I was the
Wizard of Oz.
Alice in March hair.
Oh
I had bunny ears and stuff. And anyway, I remember I had to set up the like
Yeah, it's tea
I
party.
had to set this up,
Very similar.
and yeah, so I was setting that up, and anyway, I was doing things wrong and things were falling off, and so the rest of the school, after I'd finally got the table set up, the whole school got up and with this applause, this thunderous applause when I finished the table. You know, so that was embarrassing as well. So that was the end of my acting career. At age 3. Well, I mean in 3rd class. That was the end of my acting career. So, yeah.
The poem.
Tarantella.
We get to the
Yeah,
poem.
give us the poem.
Does anyone know it?
No.
No.
So you're right.
What?
We know it.
Do you know? Who knows it? What?
No, I don't.
We know.
Do you remember an in Miranda?
Yes.
Who's got the computer?
Do you remember an in, Miranda? Do you remember an in? And the tending and the spreading of straw for a bedding, and the fleece that teased in the high Pyrenees, and the wine that tasted of tar, and the cheers and the jeers of the young muleteers under the vine of the dark veranda. Do you remember an in, Miranda? Do you remember an in? And the cheers and the jeers of the young muleteers who hadn't got a penny and who weren't spending any, and the hammer at the doors and the din. Do you remember an in, Miranda? Do you remember an in? And the hip-hop hack of the clap of the hands to the twirl and the swirl of the girl gone chancing, dancing, glancing, backing and advancing, snapping of the clapper to the spin, out and in, and the ting tong tang of the guitar. Do you remember an inn, Miranda? Do you remember an inn? Nevermore, Miranda, nevermore. Only the high peaks hoar, and Aragon a torrent at the door. No sound in the walls of the halls where falls the tread of the dead of the feet to the ground, no sound but the boom of the far waterfall like doom.
Was in place.
Every argument.
Well done.
Yes.
All of them. That was brilliant.
Very nice.
What's your second favourite?
Yeah, you're on a roll. Come on.
Yeah, keep going.
We've got nothing else to do.
Second favourite one.
Like he said, we're not going anywhere.
A cat that
And we're
runs.
happy.
Everyone. No one can leave this place.
Yeah, but you can never leave.
Has anyone heard? Does anyone? You know that poem "Cargoes"? That's quite a nice poem. You know Cargoes?
No?
Does anyone know Cargoes?
No?
Quinquereme of Nineveh. Quinquereme of Nineveh from distant Ophir, rowing home to haven in sunny Palestine, where cargo of ivory and apes and peacocks, sandalwood, cedarwood, and sweet white wine. Stately Spanish galleon coming from the isthmus, dipping through the channel by the palm green shores, with a cargo of diamonds, emeralds, amethysts, topaz, cinnamon, and golden moidores. Dirty British coaster with a salt cake smokestack butting through the channel in the mad March days with a cargo of time coal, road rails, pig lead, firewood, ironware, and cheap tin trays.
John
That's it.
Masefield, wasn't
Yeah.
it? John Masefield.
So that's quite a lot of fashion poetry, isn't it? Don't you reckon?
Fantastic, fantastic.
Rousey,
Yeah.
I've written a lot of poems. I should read some out.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, great.
I actually won an award, a Wind Sound Festival award for a poem I
I'll
wrote.
sit down.
Wow.
And you
Yeah.
can-
Yeah.
Can you-
Let's have it.
I've got Harley's computer because I don't know it as